Oak Island has been a fascinating area for treasure hunters and historians. According to legend, the small island located off the Canadian coast is home to a 300-year-old treasure hidden at the bottom of a deep and mysterious pit. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video with your friends. A lot of people have been trying to get their hands on the treasure of Oak Island for centuries. However, nobody really came close to uncovering anything that could be of value. But all of this changed when two brothers from Michigan were able to unearth something that could change everything we know about the legendary treasure of Oak Island. The legend of Oak Island started in 1799. Back then, three teenagers, Anthony Vaughn, John Smith, and Daniel McGinnis, were sailing to Oak Island to have some fun under the sun. When they arrived on the beach, they noticed a large round depression on the ground. Curious, they started to dig in the area to see what had made the sand sink. But then the boys stopped digging after they had gone a few feet in. The boys never revealed why, but according to the legend, something had scared the teenagers off. The island had been dormant since then as the rumors of curses grew about the island. It took 10 years before someone decided to check if the teenagers' story was true. Onslow Company, a treasure hunting group, came to Oak Island to determine if the local legends were true. The group found the large hole during the early 1800s, and it was exactly like the teenagers had described. Excited that the rumors of monsters and treasures were true, the Onslow Company started digging immediately. It did not take long for the treasure hunting group to determine what had caused the depression on the sand. They were able to tell that a hole had been dug in the area long before those teenage boys had discovered the depression. The Onslow Company dug until they were able to break an old shaft. It was clearly man-made. As the team continued to dig, they discovered there were wooden platforms every 10 feet, and it seemed the platforms went on down to 90 feet. The area was famously referred to as the Money Pit. The group noticed something between the 30 and 40-foot platforms. There was a huge slab made out of black stone, and it had a mysterious inscription. The slab was about 2 feet long and 1 foot thick. The inscription was unlike any language. It was a code. The coded carving on the mysterious Oak Island slab remained to be a mystery for code breakers and historians for over a century. Then Professor Edward Rowe Snow was able to crack the code. According to him, the inscription said 40 feet below, "Million pounds are buried." This was the final piece of proof treasure hunters needed to conduct treasure hunts at Oak Island. The famous researcher, William Chappell, led the Oak Island project after the code was broken. It was in 1931 when William and his team made the attempt to dig past the bottom hole that the Onslow Company started. His team was able to recover a 250-year-old French hunting axe. They were about 127 feet deep when William and his team were able to dig out historical artifacts. At first, William was able to find a miner's pick and an oil lamp. Both have been identified to come from Britain. This was seen as further proof that humans made the Money Pit. Then they found the French axe. If the Money Pit is real, who does it belong to? Historians started to come up with their theories as William and his team discovered the artifacts. Everyone was curious about what could lie in the bottom of the pit. A few think that the treasures belonged to Marie Antoinette and that she may have fled to Oak Island when the French Revolution took place. For some, they believe that Francis Bacon has buried proof revealing that he was William Shakespeare. Some theories were more simple and grounded too. Some believe that the pit may have been built by a pirate like Captain Kidd. Others pointed out that the French-Indian War and the 7 Years' War took place nearby, so the island could have been the perfect spot to hide treasures of the local populations who were worried about invasion. The truth is, the possibilities are endless. After William and his team, other more treasure hunters and historians came by the island to continue to look for the Money Pit, but never found much. The mystery of Oak Island remained to be a puzzle for several years. Rick and Marty Lagina were obsessed with treasure hunts ever since they were kids. They were drawn to tales of adventure and intrigue. In fact, their favorite thing to do was create treasure hunts for each other, and they dreamed about becoming treasure hunters. In 1965, two young boys, 8-year-old Marty and 11-year-old Rick, stumbled upon a life-altering discovery within the pages of their parents' Reader's Digest, an article detailing the enigmatic Oak Island treasure. The story ignited their imaginations and curiosity about the island's rich history and hidden secrets, sparking a lifelong passion. As years passed, the flame of their fascination for Oak Island never waned. Meanwhile, the island changed hands and came under the management of the Triton Alliance Company, restricting access for treasure hunters. However, Rick and Marty vigilantly monitored developments on the island from a distance. The turning point came in 2005 when Triton Alliance declared bankruptcy. Seizing the opportunity, the Lagina brothers decided to make their childhood dream a reality. With determination and grit, they rallied local support, enlisting the help of the Blankenship clan to raise the $7 million required to acquire Oak Island. Together, they formed the Oak Island Tour Company, gaining full rights to the island that had captivated them since childhood. The prospect of becoming treasure hunters thrilled Rick and Marty, even though the locals warned them of the legendary curse surrounding Oak Island, citing the deaths of 6 people involved in treasure hunting expeditions since the 1800s. The brothers remained undeterred. They believed that this was their moment, and they were ready to confront any challenges head-on. News of the Lagina brothers' purchase of the island attracted media attention, including that of the History Channel. The channel offered financial support for the treasure hunt on one condition: they wanted to document the entire journey and create a reality show. Initially hesitant, Rick and Marty realized that the funds were essential, given the uncertainty of the treasure hunt's duration. They eventually struck a deal with the History Channel. With the backing of the History Channel, the Lagina brothers gained access to state-of-the-art technology and expanded their team. The Blankenship clan's David and Dan Blankenship joined forces with them, along with archaeologist Miriam Amaralt and digging and resistivity expert Craig Tester. However, contrary to what one might expect from previous expeditions, the treasure hunt on Oak Island was far from straightforward. In the 1960s, an inexperienced team allowed mud, water, and debris to infiltrate the money pit, making it significantly more challenging to locate the original Hole's Next platform. From that point onwards, each attempt at digging felt like a guessing game. In 2014, The Curse of Oak Island made its television debut and quickly became a sensation. During the first season, the Lagina brothers achieved a major breakthrough by discovering a 350-year-old Spanish coin within the money pit. This discovery provided the team with renewed motivation to continue their quest. As they painstakingly worked their way around the ancient booby traps designed to flood the pit with water, the Lagina brothers made another astounding discovery: an ancient Roman sword. The implications were mind-boggling. How far back did the treasure's history go? Could it be connected to the Romans, or was it an amalgamation of plundered artifacts from various origins? Just as the 4th season of The Curse of Oak Island was about to begin, a pivotal phone call changed the course of their journey. Zena Halpern, a historian and prolific author with expertise ranging from the journeys of Christopher Columbus to the Knights Templar, had come into possession of a map that could hold the key to Oak Island's mysteries. The map came from the 1340s, and it was a map of Oak Island, and the map seemed to indicate that the Knights Templar or the French government had left a treasure on the island. A note at the bottom of the map read, "The Indians from the south work well." Could the creator of this map be the same people who created the money pit? The Lagina brothers never felt so close to a treasure at this point. The Lagina brothers continued to uncover a lot of interesting artifacts as they dug deeper in the money pit over the years. The team was able to recover a discarded piece of paper. Upon closer examination, it looked like the piece of paper was torn off a book. Rick's theory was that it came from the money pit's building book. However, there is still no proof that such a book exists. Not far from where the team found the piece of paper, they also dug up a piece of parchment. The parchment was made out of animal skin. Although it was blank, the parchment was very old and was believed to be as old as the map of Zena. This made the Lagina brothers hopeful that they were on the right track. The treasure hunt on Oak Island proved to be a challenging endeavor, primarily due to the presence of booby traps in the money pit. These traps caused frequent delays as the team had to drain water each time they encountered one. Remarkably, the Lagina brothers remained optimistic, viewing the traps as indicators of valuable secrets buried beneath the layers of mud. However, their luck seemed to take a dark turn less than a year after discovering a book fragment and parchment. In the depths of the money pit, the team made a startling find: a human bone. The presence of human remains, particularly someone of Middle Eastern ancestry, raised perplexing questions. How did a person from the Middle East end up in a pit on Oak Island? This discovery only added to the island's enigma. In 2018, Gary Dayton, an expert in dating metals, joined the team. His expertise brought significant contributions, including the discovery of a medieval cross made of lead. The presence of such an artifact in Oak Island, rather than Europe, was a revelation. Research indicated that the cross dated back to the period between 1200 and 1600. Nearby, Gary also uncovered a stunning purple garnet, part of a ring that was believed to be at least 400 years old. This type of gem was typically associated with Africa and reserved for high-profile ceremonies in Egypt and Rome. Based on these artifacts and the artifacts collected over the years, it became increasingly evident that something remarkable had occurred on Oak Island before 1795, possibly even a century earlier. The Lagina brothers began to believe that the treasure might have belonged to the Knights Templar, a Catholic military order founded in 1119. The medieval cross, the map, and the Middle Eastern bone fragments seem to support this theory. The Knights Templar were renowned for collecting treasure during their crusades, and their legacy had intrigued historians for centuries, even making appearances in popular movies like National Treasure and The Da Vinci Code. Although the discovery of the garnet and medieval cross was significant, the team decided to press on, believing that they had only scratched the surface of a monumental treasure. Their breakthrough came in the form of ship logs recovered from the island. These documents revealed the existence of a secret tunnel providing direct access to the money pit, with instructions pointing to Smith's Cove as its entrance. Season 6 of The Curse of Oak Island saw the team excavating Smith's Cove. They soon unearthed a U-shaped wooden structure buried beneath layers of mud, and within the debris, they found gold. A single gold coin dating back to the 1700s. Although it was challenging to ascertain if this coin was linked to the Knights Templar treasure, it signaled they were heading in the right direction. However, this discovery led some historians to propose an alternative theory. Many believe that the treasure could be associated with Sir Francis Drake, a man of power and wealth who lived during the 1700s. Some argued that Drake might have melted metals to create crosses, facilitating the smuggling of precious metals like gold, silver, and copper, while claiming the crosses were given by the church. In 2019, during Season 7 of The Curse of Oak Island, the Lagina brothers shifted their focus to a swamp near the money pit, prompted by a radar anomaly suggesting the presence of a pirate ship. Recovering ancient wood from the swamp seemed to confirm this discovery. Simultaneously, the team continued their excavations in the money pit and Smith's Cove, unearthing a silver ring and a hinge from a large chest, both dating to the 1700s. The evidence was mounting that treasure indeed lay hidden within Oak Island's depths. The 8th season of the show brought further excitement. Despite the challenges posed by the spread of the coronavirus, the team persisted in their excavations and were rewarded with more gold coins, a man-made stone mount dating back to the late 1300s, and a Knights Templar era tool from the money pit. Scientific readings also indicated a substantial amount of silver in the money pit, a tantalizing prospect awaiting further exploration. Oak Island's enduring mystery continued to captivate treasure hunters and historians, drawing them back to the island despite its reputation for danger and uncertainty. The Lagina brothers' willingness to invest $7 million in acquiring the rights to the island underscored the enduring allure of Oak Island's undiscovered secrets.